Alright guys, I thought I'd do a quick bike check on my Orange 5. I got this in 2015, it was the latest model at the time. It was slightly longer and slacker than the previous. I've been running it since then. I've done over 5,000 Ks on it and it's been running super sweet. Okay, going from front to back. Tyres. I've got a Magic Mary, Schwalbe Magic Mary on the front and a Schwalbe Hans Dampf on the back. I was running a Hans Dampf on the front as well, but I felt that because it's a longer slacker bike, it wasn't washing out, but I think the Magic Mary with a little bit of extra grip really does hold the corners well, and you've got a lot more confidence in the front. Even though I don't really use it in wet conditions all that much, but in Australia here in Victoria we have a lot of sandy, loose soils, so I think the Magic Mary works really well there. Wheels, Hope Tech Enduros, front and rear, aluminium alloy, with the Hope hub front and rear. And it's the Evo 3, so it's the loudest hub. The Evo 4 is actually slightly lower, slightly quieter. I've got a RockShox pipe at the front. Now brakes, Hope again. If you haven't already guessed, it's a pretty British bike. Hope Tech 3 levers. And E4 calipers, the double pots, front and rear. Got them in orange just to match the rest of the bike. Handlebar, recent change. I've just had a longer handlebar, which is a Renthal fat bar, and I've got Renthal grips on there. They're ultra tackies. Hope stem, 35mm. So that's slightly new, and that's really helped with the feel of the bike recently, in that I've got a shorter stem and a longer bar. It's really helped with the feel of the bike. Just got a RockShox Monarch RT on there, nothing fancy, but it does the job. I don't think you need a really complicated shock. I think you just stick with the simple and let the bike do its work. It's a simple bike, it's a single pivot, so the geometry should work for you, in my opinion. So no point in stuffing around and making things complicated, just everything's simple. That's the other theme of this bike. I do have the dropper post on there. I've had that pretty much since the start. You can't, it's just an essential part of mountain biking, in my opinion, now, is to have a dropper post. You can start off with a fixed one, but it's just such a massive upgrade, it's just really worth it. And I'm running the 1x11 GX drivetrain, which does fine for me. I mean, I'm tempted to go to the XO one, but haven't bothered to spend the money yet. But yeah, it works really well. The 1x11 system's been really reliable and really trouble free. I've never had to fiddle around with it much. You just chuck it on there and off you go. And it works fine with this bike. I've only had probably 1 or 2 chain drops the whole time I've run it, and that's where the chain was a little bit worn out. So I change the chain fairly regularly these days, maybe once every 6 months or a year, and that's kept it running fine. I've still got the same cassette I've had up for 5,000 Ks. I've changed the chain ring once, and everything's working fine on the drivetrain side. I forgot to mention before that I'm running tubeless. I converted it over fairly early on from when I first got it. I've got these E13 valves. Now, I advise anyone who's converting over to tubeless to use really good quality tape if you need it to be taped, and really good quality valve stems, because I did it pretty basically the first time, and while it worked it was a bit hit and miss, so I had a bit of stuffing around to do. But if you use really good quality tape, which I now have in there, and stems, haven't had a problem since. It's run super smooth. I'd never go back to tubes, and I think it actually makes the bike feel a lot lighter. Just not having that rotational mass of the tubes inside somehow makes a fair bit of difference. Don't know if it's placebo, but it feels like it to me. I've got a WTB seat, which is fine. The little things, I've got the Hope clamp for the seat post. I've got a Hope bottom bracket, and my headset is Hope as well. So pretty much mostly Hope and SRAM bike. So yeah, that's oh, and the pedals, Shimano MTB pedals, nothing special there, although they are half and half, so if I do have to clip off, I've still got a little bit of a platform that I can use in an emergency. So yeah, so that's basically it. Like I say, it's been running super smooth for 5,000 Ks, and I've had no problems with it. I've used up or worn out a few components, but the main things like the hub, the pivots, the bottom bracket, they all seem super smooth still. It's still probably got lots of life in it. Might need to change the cassette at some stage. Apart from that, super happy. So the reason I like this bike, it's simple, single pivot. There's not a lot of linkages that I have to worry about that are going to wear out, need re-greasing, etc. It's alloy, super strong material. It's not carbon fibre, so it doesn't have all the problems of if it falls over it might crack or it might melt in the hot sun, which I've had other friends' bikes do. It's rock solid. It can take a beating. You can see it's had a few knocks. Orange just built their bikes just super strong. The welds, you can see the welds, and nothing ever's gonna, you could drive a tank over this pretty much and nothing would happen to it. And like I said, the theme of the bike is simple bike, very low maintenance, solid, nothing can go wrong with it. It's not the lightest bike in the world, but at the same time it's not the heaviest either. It's surprisingly light for the size of the elements. So yeah, overall, couldn't be happier with it, and I'll still be riding it in years to come.